Howdy there, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Hypersonic 55, and I'm coming again with another film review. This time it's coming on the latest film in the Transformers series, Transformers 3 Dark of the Moon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to be honest, after the terrible film that was Revenge of the Fallen that showed up in the year 2009, I was very unsure that Transformers should even have a sequel after that terrible film. And when it was announced that there was going to be a third one, and that, Megan Fox got dropped, the twins got dropped, and Michael Bay said that he had reviewed the film and thought that, he was going to deliver a better film with a third one, I still was skeptical. Because let's think about it for a second. Transformers number 1 was decent. It was actually pretty good. So normally the first installment in a trilogy has the chance to go about and make certain mistakes, because normally in the sequels they'll be rectified and changed. But in Revenge of the Fallen, everything just went from bad to worse. Besides the CGI and the robot fighting, which was fantastic and a lot better looking than it was in the first film, everything just went wrong. The human characters got even worse than they were before. The dialogue was horrible, and the film was just horrible. It just was hard to sit through. It was painful. It hurt my soul. So when the trailer for the third film came out, I actually thought, you know what, this actually looks decent. I just wanted it to be good so then I could sleep at night. But unfortunately, Transformers Dark of the Moon is just tragic. Technically speaking, it's just a tiny bit better than Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, but that's not saying that much, to be honest. The first part of it is just some backstory trying to justify why man went to the moon in the first place by taking archive footage of man going to the moon, and then making it out to believe that the Transformers robots that are chilling on the dark side of the moon, Pink Floyd reference there, are the reason why man went to the moon in the first place. And it's just like, why? Why is there a terribly digitally edited version of John F. Kennedy in the film? He just looks ugly as heck. Just stick to the archive footage. Don't do anything more than that. And then there's all the Huntington stuff that's going on with Shia LaBeouf's character and his new girlfriend, which is Rosie Whitney. And she is a hell of a lot better than Megan Fox, I have to say, and a lot hotter too, I might add. But the fact of the matter is, no one cares about their relationship. No one wants to see what's going on there. I want to see some robot action. Now, I can't remember what point it was in the film, but I remember distinctly when a pivotal character in the film died. Then I actually said to myself, this shit just got real. And then you start to see the whole massacre that ensues, the whole war in the land where all the Decepticons just come along and start killing people. You can actually see these people getting killed right in front of you. You're literally just sitting there saying to yourself, man, this shit just got real, man. And it's actually just really cool just to go about and see everything going down. However, the problem is that this doesn't have enough staying power for this film to be good. Now, the action in Dark of the Moon is probably the best yet, with it being a lot clearer than any of the previous two films, and with the colours of the Autobots and the Decepticons being as clear cut as possible, you can definitely distinguish what's what. And since the parts of the characters are not nearly as puzzling or convoluted as they were in the first two films, it's a lot easier to make out what action's going down. Optimus Prime kicks a lot of ass, but the weird thing about Optimus Prime is his power varies. There's moments in the film where he looks like he's invincible, just taking out everybody. But then there's random stupid moments where he just gets his ass handed to him, and it's just like, come on man, you're Optimus Prime. One moment you're kicking ass, next minute your ass is on the floor. What's going on? And then I also wanted to go back and mention this weird thing about Megatron. He's just like some weird ass enemy just cruising around with some weird little cape thing lurking around. Well, why does he need it really? He should have taken that thing off after he left that random scene in Africa for some reason. And Megatron, man, he's such a waste, to be honest. He gets talked down to by a human. If I was me, I would have gone about and just vaporized that person right there and then. Megatron has no backbone. He is just a terrible villain now these days, and it's just a darn shame. And like my YouTube friend Mr. Sunday clearly stated in his review, there's a lot of stupid things in Transformers Dark of the Moon, like when Optimus Prime gets stuck in the net, or, again as I stated before, why Megatron has a bloody cape, or how every second character in the film is comic relief, or how they happen to have a really decent supporting cast, and how they just happen to be completely wasted. And you can't really recommend this film to anybody unless you really have the power to go about and just take everything in this film in with a pinch of salt and just enjoy it for what it is. I just couldn't. For the life of me, I tried. I really did. But to be honest, Transformers Dark of the Moon was just a waste of my time. And one last point that I wanted to go about and mention about Transformers Dark of the Moon was literally about the way in which it ended. And just as Jeremy Johns said in his Transformers Dark of the Moon review, the film ends in such an abrupt fashion. It's just like, what the shag? Somehow, in the end, the Autobots go about and do a few bits and bobs, and they take out a few Decepticons here and there, destroy a few bits and pieces, and then, wow, surprisingly, the world is saved. It just felt like a cop-out to me, rather than an actual ending that felt like it was meant to be. You're just watching a scene, enjoying it, taking it all in, and then you have the Autobots all just standing there posing, and then bang, the film ends, and it's just like, what the hell? Where is the rest of the film? But then again, by that point, after sitting there for that long in that film, you have to ask yourself, do you really want to see anything after that? Anyway, I'm going to go about and give Transformers Dark of the Moon a 5 out of 10, and I think that's me being nice. Literally, ladies and gentlemen, the only saving grace of Transformers Dark of the Moon was the robots, and even then, they were pretty crap in this film as well. So let's get something straight here, ladies and gentlemen. Transformers Dark of the Moon is not the worst film I've ever seen. And it's probably not the worst film I've seen this year, but it is definitely not that good of a film. I'd say if you watch this drunk, it would probably be a lot more of an interesting film. Anyway, this has been Hypersonic 55, and yeah, peace out.